Perfect.
Who better than Derek, Pat, Andrew, the wrestling crew? Man, they bout to put an end to y'all careers like a finishing move. They bout to give y'all facts on these cats that's fighting on these mats. Y'all can't see them like John Cena. Even if y'all had 20/20 vision, y'all better listen, pay attention, and take notes down and realize that it's not your time now. And watch these three kings take the crown. Ay, ay.
High Top Hustle Anthony Bennett, and you're listening to Wrestling IQ 101. Check it out. Hey.
Hey guys, this is Andrew from Wrestling IQ 101, and joining me today is Gino Gotts. How's it going?
Hey Andrew, what do you hear? What do you say?
So Gino, how do you inspire the Taboo Crew?
The Taboo Crew, I know you know, we're around a lot of strong females, but there's one strongest female that I have been lucky enough to meet and befriend, and her name is Sammy. And Sammy Strong is the most inspirational, bravest, toughest little girl on the planet.
So, Gino, who's donated to this great cause?
So, Sammy is a 9-year-old girl. She is born and raised in New Jersey. She is a huge wrestling fan, which is how I was able to find out her story and link up with her. She has a rare form of kidney cancer. It's called Wilms tumor disease. And she's just basically kicking its ass. And I told her that when she turns 21, she's going to have a drink with Dino. Don't worry, because I'm still going to be 28, no matter, how many years pass. So we'll be fine. People that have donated, her favorite wrestler on the planet, after, Gino Gotts, of course, is Bailey. Mm-hmm. Bailey has been great. She's tweeted her. She sent her a video. She wrote her name, she wrote Sammy's name on one of Bailey's wristbands, wore it out to the ring. So Bailey's been super awesome. I was able to meet Jake the Snake Roberts at a local WrestlePro show, talk to him about Sammy and her story. And Jake also battled cancer and fought back. Himself, he donated, I'm not going to give you a monetary amount, but way more than, he needed to. Mm-hmm. And he also sent Sammy a personal video hyping her up and telling her to get well, and he'll see her as soon as she's better. Rosemary, she signed an autograph and sent that to her, along with the WrestlePro roster, the Creator Pro roster. Kurt Hawkins sent a giant gift basket with a Finn Balor wrestling buddy. We got her a ton of autographs, just a boatload of T-shirts, just anything we can do to tell her thank you for inspiring us, because she is way stronger and way tougher than I ever would have been in her situation. So she is my inspiration to get through whatever little thing I got to get through in my day.
Yeah, Gina, that's very inspiring. And where can people donate if they want to help?
If you see myself, or if you see Casey Catal, if you see one of us at an indie show anywhere, I will be selling the Sammy Strong, Ultimate Warrior, Wilms Tumor Warrior, Fight Like a Kid stickers for $2. All the proceeds will go straight to Sammy's family. Her mother Teresa, her siblings Ben and Mara, her whole family, help them, support them, and help them pay their bills, because this is just a fight that no family should have to endure by themselves. If you see Casey, she might have some stickers. If not, just, give her a donation, give her your address. I'll be sure to ship some out to her. You can also go on the internet, the interwebs, www.gofundme.com/Sammy-Strong. and you can donate right there. If you put Wrestling IQ in the name drop, I will certainly look that up and make sure you guys get all the shout-outs and credit in the world, and just personally thank every single one of you.
That's awesome, Gino. So remember, guys, fight like a kid, and you can see Gino at any upcoming WrestlePro shows if you'd like to donate. Thanks, Gino, for taking the time out and inspiring all of us to help out a little girl.
Thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate this time for us to get the word out. And as soon as I get word from Sammy, I will shoot that over to you, and you can broadcast to your fans.
Thanks, man.
Because I know she is currently listening right now, which is half the reason I haven't said any curse words.
Well, Gino, thanks again, and we'll continue to help fight. So,
thank you, buddy.
Bada boom, realest guys in the room. How you doing?
hey guys, this is Andrew from Wrestling IQ 101. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WrestlingIQ101.com. And today we have a special guest straight from his mama's house, Mathias Glass. How's it going?
Oi! Go on, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Oh,
What can I do for you?
not much, man. We're going to talk about some wrestling stuff and a little bit about your career. So, when did you actually get started in professional wrestling?
I started training last year, 2016, with B2W Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for 2 or 3 months, and I changed my training school over to Damian Adams, Team Adams in Wharton, New Jersey. I've been wrestling. My debut match was July 30th, 2016.
Oh, wow. So you've been in the ring with a guy who recently just got a huge break in Brian Johnson. How was it wrestling him?
Brian Johnson, I wrestled him 2 or 3 times in the very beginning. He was like my second match, my 5th match, and my 10th match.
Okay.
He is very knowledgeable, hard worker, and he's determined, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The people who make it in this business are the people who don't quit. And I believe he's been doing this for a long time, somewhere around 8 years. And he just never stops. He always keeps going, and he always works hard, and, he deserves everything that's coming to him.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mathias, how was it coming up with this Jewish gimmick? Or was it something that was always in you, or did you just, turn the volume up a little bit?
So, the word gimmick.
Oh, persona.
Hello?
Persona, maybe? Is that better?
Yeah, right. So, I'm Jewish. My first job was in a Jewish bakery.
Okay.
I've been around Jewish people my whole life, and it is definitely me turned up to 11.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't anything that I came up with. It's just something that I am.
Nice. So, Mathias, man, you've been working for so many different companies. What's been some of your favorite?
Some of my favorite companies to work for?
Yeah, like you've been.
Oh, you're trying to get me in trouble now?
Well, you've been around. You've been UWA, BBWF, the Sanctuary.
Every place that I work has a different allure, a different reason why I like being there. ECPW, East Coast Professional Wrestling, run by Gino Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
I feel at home in that locker room. Everyone there, we all get along, and that's one of the favorite places I like to work. Fundraiser Wrestling is another company where I just feel like, I'm part of the family. And Jersey All Pro, I just started working for them, and they've been real welcoming to me. UWA Elite is always one of my favorite places to work. Those guys work so hard, and it's such a team environment over there. So I named four for you. I love working. I love working everywhere. Any chance I have to get in the ring is, it's an opportunity and it's a privilege. And I love wrestling. So even if I didn't like wrestling somewhere, I still like wrestling. It didn't matter who I'm wrestling for.
So growing up, who were some of your favorite wrestlers that you related to that made you want to do wrestling, become a wrestler?
I didn't watch wrestling growing up.
No.
I watched wrestling for a year, and it didn't really pull me in.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, ironically, Goldberg was the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a big fan of Goldberg and The Rock and Stone Cold. And if I had to answer that question now as someone who's working in the wrestling business, I would say that my favorite wrestler is Chris Jericho.
Oh, great.
He's just a really great all-around, everything he does is good, and he's a great promo guy, he's great in ring, and he's a good heel, and he's a good face, and so Chris Jericho, definitely.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Especially, are you excited about him and Omega?
Yeah, I hear about that. I mean, I hope that makes a lot of money. I hope those guys put on a fun, great match for the crowd. Anytime wrestling succeeds anywhere around the world, it's good for me. It's good for everybody who's in the business,
Yeah. So, Mathias, I think a lot of people have been wondering, how heavy is your hat?
Okay. So, I have various hats, various sizes and various weights. All of them weighing upwards of like 35 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lightest hat that I have weighs 35 pounds, and I don't even use that hat anymore. That's like a backup hat. The hat I wear normally, I think it weighs like 55 pounds. I do a lot of neck bridges,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of shoulder shrugs. I do a lot of exercises that strengthen the neck and shoulder area.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I don't wrestle with that, but I just have to wear it for a minute when I come to the ring, and for a few minutes during intermission. And if you ever see me, I'm struggling with it. It's not an easy feat.
Yeah, no, and especially when you throw it at the referee, and they go flying.
You there, Andrew?
Yeah. Did you catch me? Hello? Yeah, especially when you throw it at the hat at the referee.
Yeah. I've really, I'm hurting a lot of referees everywhere I go. But referees don't like me.
That's hilarious, man. So, we touched on Jersey All Pro when we sat down there together. Talk about that experience, being at the rec center a couple days removed from that, and also being a part of the worldwide taping, back in the summertime.
Jersey All Pro is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, wrestling company in New Jersey. Has a long history.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the greatest talents, some of the greatest wrestlers ever have wrestled for Jersey All Pro, or even started there.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Knowing this, it was a big deal for me. I was contacted to wrestle for Jersey All Pro, and it came to me as a complete surprise. I didn't think that I would be on their radar. I had a great match. My debut with Crazy Ivan. It was a real clash of characters. The crowd understood the story we were trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that Jersey All Pro looks at me and sees someone that they can use more often, and not just a one-off, gimmick comedy match.
Yeah.
So hopefully I work for Jersey All Pro again sometime in the near future.
Yeah, I hope so too, because that'd be awesome. So you've been in the ring with a couple of the WrestlePro guys like CPA and Beefcake at the same time. How was it wrestling those guys?
CPA and Beefcake Charlie have been wrestling a lot longer than I have.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot. I do things in my matches that I've learned in that match with those guys still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
CPA is Jewish also.
Hey,
If anyone asks, CPA is Jewish.
uh-huh.
And, I've asked CPA multiple times to be a tag team with me, and we'll be called the Mighty Schmucks. But, he's not into it. Not into it.
I could be your partner. I'm Jewish.
Oh, are you Jewish?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Andrew, I had no idea. So you're one of the chosen people.
Yeah, we're mashmuka.
You're my mashmuka. That's right.
Oh, man.
Hilarious.
Well, we can go to Harold's next time you're in the area.
All right. So that's it. Now you need to go start wrestling training.
Hey, no, I'm strictly audio podcast, so.
All right. Maybe I'll get a hat you can wear every once in a while.
I could be like the manager, I just shrug my shoulders like you and complain.
Okay, all right. You can be my rabbi manager.
Hey. So Mathias, man, let's talk about Grimm's Toy Show. You've been a big part of that, show for a while. How is it being a part of something that big?
I remember when I first started Grimm's Toy Show, I had a match with one of their regulars at BBWF.
Mm-hmm.
I had a match with Cletus Bailey. Cletus is a regular for Grimm's Toy Show, and I had met him at BBWF. After our match, we got to talking, and he said that there was a very popular YouTube show in South Jersey.
Yeah.
It's about a 2-hour trip for me, so just going down there one day, it's 4 hours of driving, plus tolls and gas.
Mm-hmm.
But I took a trip one day, I met them, and I saw how many views their videos get, and it was amazing. It was, I can put up one of my matches on my YouTube and get 200 views, or I can go to Grimm's Toy Show and have a match, and it gets 200,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big deal. There is no other, aside from like Wrestle Circus or What Culture Pro Wrestling or something like that, there's no other venue or medium for me as an indie wrestler or starting indie wrestler to get that much exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a no-brainer to continue doing Grimm's Toy Show, even though it was a trip. I love doing the show. I wish if I lived closer, I would do it more often, but I just don't, and I need to make sure my car is in working order for all the bookings that I'm booked for the next few months.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If I was closer, I'd do it more. Grimm's Toy Show, I recommend to every indie wrestler that, I cross paths with. I tell them about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, some guys have taken me up on it. I've seen Mike Law out there, the colossal Mike Law,
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Oliver and Kid Christian and TJ Marconi, and,
Yeah.
they're benefiting from doing the show. Are you a fan of the show?
Yeah, I try to catch it whenever I can. I try to catch his other show where he does like stuff with his wife and stuff like that too. Like the unboxing and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll try to catch it once in a while, for sure.
Very cool.
So social media is a big part, and you've always found a different way to do, your social media. Talk about how you come up with some of these ideas, like facing off against Spider-Man or something like that.
I watch a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I people watch. I look at what some of the successful independent wrestlers are doing with their social media, and I look at what some of the unsuccessful wrestlers are doing with their social media. I try to take the good things from everybody and do it, better myself or my own version. I do have a formula for how I manage my social media.
Mm-hmm.
It usually has if that way I'm not posting similar things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually a video, a picture, a comment, something funny, something serious, a show, a promo, a training clip. It's always something different. That way, the people that are watching me, and I'm lucky to even have people watching me, they stay entertained. I've always loved making people laugh, and luckily, being the Hasidic Outlaw gives me so many opportunities to make people laugh. So, it just falls hand in hand. Jewish people are funny. And Jewish people, to me, are the funniest people in the world. And so I embrace it.
Yeah, I'll have to give you that one, man, for sure. Let's talk about this. You got in the ring with Robbie E from Impact Wrestling, and he's been around the world too. How was it like stepping into the ring with him? And was there a lot of pressure for you?
Robbie E is Jewish. Did you know that?
No, he's a brother.
Yeah, he's Jewish. That's right. Robbie E took me under his wing very early on. I had less than 5 matches, and I was driving with Robbie E up and down the East Coast. He taught me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very smart guy. He knows how to navigate this business.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping into the ring with him, it's nervous because you're looking at a guy who's been doing this for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And to him, it's just another, day at the office. And to me, at that point, even now, it was nerve-wracking. I've had a few matches with Robbie E, and I look forward to working with him again because I always learn something from him. Yeah.
So, another one of your opponents who praised you that we had on was Prince Akkanatan, and this guy's been around. He just travels from show to show too. He doesn't have a specific home. What have you learned from him? Because he's been a journeyman.
Prince Akkanatan, I've learned so much from Prince Akkanatan. A lot of the things I do in my matches, I've stolen from Prince Akkanatan.
Mm-hmm.
With his permission. We all learn things from each other. Guys like Prince Akkanatan are so few and far in between because he's so willing to share all of his knowledge with you and gets on your level. He doesn't. Never did I ever feel like Prince Akkanatan was better, like that he thought that he was better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He was just there, a valuable resource to have in the locker room. I've had at least a dozen matches with Prince Akkanatan, and every time learned something new. Every single time. So, I hope he stays around. I hope he keeps doing this. Because there are so many people that are going to benefit from having him around.
Yeah, so true, man. So when you're in the locker room and you see some veterans, like Magic or, Monster Mac, who are some of the guys you reach out to for advice?
Well, I do normally not try to bother anybody.
Okay.
If I notice that one of the guys, one of the veterans, one of the older guys is, looking to talk to me, looking to have a conversation with me, then I pursue that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't go out of my way to bother someone because I don't know. I just never have.
Mm-hmm.
I frequently speak to people with more experience than me, but it's more so just a casual, organic conversation. I've been in the locker room with, superstars, WWE guys, WWE guys, and I told you before, I never grew up watching wrestling, so I almost don't even know what to ask. Everything I've been doing the past year and a half has been just natural, just something that I've come up with and learning, so if you were to put me in front of, Randy Orton, I wouldn't know what to ask Randy Orton. I would just hope that Randy Orton, maybe I would ask them to watch my match. I've done that before. But that's the extent of it.
Yeah. So, I was watching some clips before, and I came across John Goodman and the Big Lebowski, and he said that he doesn't roll on Shabbos. Is that the same for you? Do you roll on Shabbos with bowling wise?
Do I bowl on the Sabbath?
Yeah.
I don't bowl at all. But wrestling isn't work for me. It's pleasure. So it doesn't really break the rules of the Sabbath. It's definitely not something I consider work. It's something I love doing. Yeah,
that's funny because in the movie he just complained about that he doesn't roll on Shabbos. So I figured I'd ask you.
Yeah, I know. I remember that movie. I'm sorry. No, yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, man. So talk about. I mean, because you got yourself into a little bit of trouble too with Damian Gibbs. You thought he was a female. Walking into the training and stuff like that. Talk about that.
His hair is really nice.
Yeah, he does have nice hair.
Hair is so nice. Yeah, we were just messing around, and I thought that I thought that he was a girl from behind. That's all. He looked good to me from behind. You have to get up close, and he's got a beard, and he's got muscles.
Yeah.
There's a little bit too much.
Is that your type, blondes?
Blondes. My type is Jewish. Blonde or brunette doesn't matter.
All right. Yeah, I have to agree, man. We're on the same page with that one. So that's for sure.
That's right. Your mama wants you to bring home a nice Jewish girl.
Yeah, of course. So, then also you also did a vignette at a deli. How'd that come about?
How did that come about? Well, yeah. I got permission.
Okay.
To film there. And I asked if I could use someone in the deli that wouldn't really know what was going on. So I got the most unsuspecting person in the deli to be my accomplice. And and that promo was on Prince Akkanatan. I was advertising a match coming up when I won the BBWF primetime title. You were there. I remember that.
Yeah, you had cupcakes on the table and everything.
Yeah, that's right. Jewish cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to. That's one thing I try to do. People tell me that they like my promos, they like my vignettes, so I try to do something a little different each time. A different background, a different theme, anything. This theme, the theme in the deli store was, at the time, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor were having that big fight, and it was a parody of one of Conor McGregor's outbursts on Floyd Mayweather. That's it.
So, Mathias, you have many nicknames. Can you talk about how you got some of those nicknames?
People give them to me. Yeah, I have no control over that. The only nickname that I've named myself is the Hasidic Outlaw.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Just nicknames, I don't know where they come from. Monster Fox, the Mike Schmuck, the Jew with the Do, the Mensch that can bench, the Circumcised Stud. I don't come up with them. It's flattering. When people come up with a nickname for you, that's because they like you. So, it's gentle ribbing here and there, but it's all in good fun.
Yeah, for sure. So when you get, people coming up to you, because I feel like you get a lot of people coming up to you because you're just such a unique character. What's been some of like the unique stuff they've given you besides nicknames? Have they given you gifts or something like that?
I have had somebody bake me challah bread and bring it to one of my shows.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've had people ask me to sign bagels, pennies,
How you think?
money of all sorts. They've given me money. I've had people give me money in my match. They walk up to the ring and just give me money.
Wow.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, right?
What the most unique thing? You have to be the challah bread.
Yeah, that's
so unexpected. A Jewish woman brought me challah bread. It was delicious.
that's hysterical, man. So, being Jewish, have you had any negative feedback? Like maybe you shouldn't try this. Maybe you shouldn't, pursue this outlandish character. Maybe.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2017. It's the age of being offended.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's offended about everything, and I don't give a crap. I do what I think is funny. I do what makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And if people are offended by it, I honestly, I could care less.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things going on in this world, and if you have to worry about me hitting people with bagels, you are ridiculous. I've had people tell me that they didn't know how to feel about Jewish people before they watched me wrestle, and then now they like Jewish people. And as simple and as stupid as that may sound, it's true.
Okay.
I do change people's minds about Jews, because I've become somewhat of a representative for Jewish people, inadvertently through wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And, people see me and I'm screaming I'm Jewish, and their impression of what Jews are is of what I am, and it makes them laugh, and it's okay. People know that it's a character, it's a comedy routine, that, that I don't run around in my regular life hitting people with bagels,
mm-hmm.
And screaming I'm Jewish. It's wrestling,
mm-hmm.
It's entertainment. So, yeah, I've had people get offended, and I've laughed at them.
So, down in OTW, there's a guy named Elliot Baratz who also does a Jewish character. You guys do it two completely different ways. Was that something that you thought about too? Like maybe there's somebody Jewish out there. Maybe how do I tweak this, persona? I
know Mr. Baratz. I know him.
Yeah.
We're friendly. We are, we're peers, and we respect what each other, what each other does.
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken to him on several occasions, and he's not one of the people that finds what I do offensive. He
mm-hmm.
thinks it's entertaining, and I don't find what he does offensive. I think it's entertaining.
Yeah.
He's a bad Jew. I'm a good Jew. It's just comedy again. There are other Jewish wrestlers out there,
mm-hmm.
plenty of them, and I'm not offended by what. If I was Italian,
mm-hmm.
and somebody did an Italian character, and his name was Tony Baloney, and he came out eating a meatball sandwich, and he had marinara sauce all over his shirt, and he said, "Oh, forget about it," I wouldn't be offended.
Mm-hmm.
If I was, it's stupid. It's just a character.
Yeah, for sure. So, Mathias, what are some of your goals this year and beyond?
My short-term goals right now are to wrestle for Ring of Honor.
Okay.
And wrestle out of the country. So within the next year, I will definitely be making advances towards completing those goals.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I'll I think that's a possibility for me within a year, and I think that it is also a possibility for me to have a Future of Honor match. You know, their entry level Ring of Honor type match. I'd like to do that. Long-term goal is to support myself with professional wrestling. Have it be my only source of income, and be successful. And when I say successful, I mean have enough money to live completely off of wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that can come true for you, man. We're rooting for you. So, so when oh yeah, about the Jewish media, you know, let's talk about that. You had that video on your Instagram.
Which video?
The Jewish media one.
Right. I was driving past. I was driving and I saw somebody standing outside with a sign that said Jewish media is going down. So I got out of my car and I confronted him.
Yeah.
And he didn't have anything to say to me, you know. And there I was Jewish, right in front of his face. And, you know, he didn't have the chutzpah to say anything to me.
Yeah.
He was afraid, you know, just like all bullies. All bullies, when they're confronted, they're really just cowards.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that actually happens quite a lot around the area that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
There is a local KKK chapter, unfortunately, and they do have meetings. You know, they do gather with the hoods and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous and it's scary and it's wrong.
Yeah, it is. So Mathias, I mean, how did you come up with using the bagel in your matches?
An old Jewish lady told me to do it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. She watched one of my matches and she was talking to me after. She goes, "It would be so funny if you took out a bagel and, you know, hit somebody with it." And I thought that was funny too. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you know, Jewish people are known for eating bagels.
Yeah. Next time you gotta get like a schmear and just smear something on it, you know?
I would, but try keeping a bagel with cream cheese in your pocket.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe just keep it under like the turnbuckle or something. Then.
Yeah, and what? Just smear the cream cheese on the bagel halfway during the match.
And yeah, and just like check out somebody's face, you know, like Mikey Pacifica or something like that, you know. So Mathias, man, you have such a unique character, persona, and way about you. Hopefully the sky's the limit for you, man. Where can people find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
You search YouTube, search Mathias Glass, Mathias Glass, Glass.
Okay.
I'll be the first page there. You'll find a bunch of my wrestling matches and promo videos all across YouTube. Have probably over 100 matches across YouTube for many, many different organizations that you can find. Twitter and Instagram at Hasidic Outlaw, Hasidic Outlaw, and YouTube, Facebook.com/The Hasidic Outlaw. Search Mathias Glass on Google, you'll find me. I'm all over. I'm lucky that not many people have that name. It's easy to find me on the internet.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out and talking with us. I'm Andrew for Wrestling IQ 101. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Wrestling IQ 101. And we'll be talking to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
You have just listened to the Wrestling IQ 101 podcast, powered by B Plus Player Radio.
One more for the good guy.